Good day, everyone, or however you're coming in. This is a very beginner JavaScript video. We're just going to go over the basic data types, and we're going to go over the basic operators. Our basic data types are, we have undefined, which would basically be anytime you declare a variable without setting it to anything. So say variable place, and if we console.log place, we'd see that it's undefined. Then we also have the null variable. But that is actually a null object value. It's a little bit different than the undefined. Undefined is when it's set to nothing, when you declare it, but you do not set it to anything. Null is explicit, is an explicit declaration. So we could look at it. We could go var, let's say like nothing equals null, and if we console log nothing, we get null. Pretty good so far. We also have numbers, and we could say var 5 equals 5. This one's pretty straightforward. Console log that baby out, and we get 5. And we also have strings, which are a list of characters or a sequence of characters, and we could give it a little bit of this. We'll go word equals my word, and you always put that in strings and parentheses. Console that out, and console is a JavaScript shortcut to put stuff on the console if you see to the right. And I say word, and we'll get my word. Pretty cool, right? And of course there's objects, and basically that's any object. Objects are key value pairs, meaning that they're spaces in computer space where they can hold many values. And we could say my object equals this dot word equals word, this dot 5 equals 5, and that's not how you set those at all. Somebody should have called me out about that. And if you console log that, you'll just see that it has the values that we just gave it, and it's actually able to use the values that we set before. And what's cool is JavaScript has this cool keyword type of, and you can check what the type is, and it should say object. You could also try 5, and we'll see that it's a number, and we could try null, and it would be an object, because I said it wasn't nothing. An object, some of the things when you say type of, such as objects and null, everything's an object, except for unless it's a Boolean. So if we do word, we'll see that it's a string. And if we do, I didn't do a Boolean, so let's do a Boolean, which is a logical operator, or not an operator, a logical data type. And we'll say truth equals false. And if I put truth, the type of Boolean, and there's, of course, outside of objects, we also have functions. And that would be, we would just declare them by saying function and give it a name, like myfunc equal, and then functions can or cannot return a value. In this case, we will, and we'll say it returns object. And let's check the type of our function, and it should be a function. It actually has a type, and we could say console log myfunc, and we'll say that it's a function called myfunc, but we want to instantiate, mean run it, and we'll get the object. The last data type that we want to talk about quickly is arrays. And we set those. We could say my R equals an array. An array is just a list of values. And we could say 1, 2, 3. And if we console log my R out, we'll get 1, 2, 3. Very cool. And if we check type of, let's see what it is. What do you think it's going to be? Object. So as you can see, when we see the types of, 3 of them are objects, the object and the array. And then we have numbers, booleans, strings, undefined. Let's just give the undefined. Let's check that one out quickly. We just take place and see what it gives us. Undefined. All right, so those are basic data types. The next video, this video, I want to break them up into short videos. So go ahead and play with that. I suggest REPL.it. You can try it out wherever you'd like, though. In the next video, we'll be going over the mathematical operators and playing around with the different things that we can do with our mathematical operators and our data types.